What's up, guys? Welcome to 305 Live, where we talk Dolphins and Hurricanes. And I want to talk about our expectations, and I want to talk about the first game. It's going to be a great season. I'm so excited that football is coming back. I feel like the college and NFL season, when they end, it takes so long for them to come back, and I'm just glad they're back. And this season, I think, is going to be special. I honestly think it's going to be special. The key word for this season for both teams is playoffs. It has to be playoffs. The Hurricanes are one Syracuse meltdown away from being in the playoff. The Dolphins, I have not seen them win a playoff game in 25 years. I want to see us win a playoff game. We have to. The Dolphins have to. And I think for both coaches, for both coaching staffs, the pressure's on. I mean, Mario Cristobal, he's built the program. He's gotten a good recruitment in, but we need to deliver on the field. You know, Mike McDaniel, feel-good factor, everybody's happy, but you got to produce on the field. And I think for both teams, it's got to be a playoffs. And it's got to be a playoff win. I want to see us get a playoff win. I need to see us get a playoff win. It's great for my mental health if we get a playoff win. Being a Dolphin and Hurricanes fan the past 25 years has not been easy. The last time I saw the Hurricanes in the national championship was 2003, and I've never seen the Dolphins in the Super Bowl. So, there's that. But, let's talk about the first game, because I think both first games are big. I think they're both games that are kind of set the tempo. I'm going to leave the Hurricanes for last, because I think this is a bigger game. Let's start with the Dolphins. So, the Dolphins play the Colts in Indianapolis, and if you're a lifelong Dolphins fan, you know that Colts used to actually be in our division before the current iteration of the AFC East. So, we have a history of playing them. And I remember playoff games. I remember Peyton Manning just embarrassing us. So there's quite a history there. And I think going away first game is tough. But I think to get a win on the road in Indianapolis will be great for the team. I think with the Dolphins, we have to talk about the offensive line. We have to talk about offensive line. I think the most important thing this year, and especially in that first game, is to see what that offensive line is going to give us. I've been a Dolphins fan my entire life. Which is approaching about 30 years of being a Dolphins fan. And defensively, we've always been great, but our problem has always been the offensive line. We've drafted, the Jake Longs of the world. We've drafted centers. We've drafted guards. We've never been able to get the offensive line right. It doesn't matter if it was Culpepper, if it was Chad Pennington, if it was Cleo Lemon. The offensive line has always been a problem. And I think that hopefully I'd like to see a better offensive line, especially when we have a quarterback as gifted as Tua, but as injury prone as Tua. We have to figure the offensive line out. And I think that's what I'll be kind of most anticipating in the game, is seeing that offensive line. Now defensively, it's the defensive backs and the linebackers that I'm looking at. I think our linebackers had a good, testament of themselves last year. We had linebacker injuries. We did have, like the Jalen Phillips injury as well. Those guys are coming back. But the DBs, we lost Jalen Ramsey to Pittsburgh. We did get Minkah Fitzpatrick back, and I'm curious to see how he adjusts to the new regime, the new kind of culture in Miami. But it's the cornerbacks and the linebackers, the inside linebackers, is what I'm kind of going to look at on defense. We are a far cry from this guy, Jason Taylor, and Sam Madison, Patrick Surtain. We're away from those guys. I want to see that kind of defense come back to the team. As far as what I think is going to happen, we did lose against the Colts last time we played them. We lost 16-10. I think we'll get this win. I think it'll be like 24-17. I think it will be close, but we'll just narrowly get the win. And as I said, I think it'll be a good season opener, because we have the Patriots next, and then after that we have the Bills. And the Bills is the game that I'm going to look at as whether we're contenders or not. If we can beat the Bills, especially in Buffalo, then I'll start to believe. If we can't, I think it's more of the same, but still a possibility to make the playoffs. And then we have the Jets after that. So we play all of our division rivals up front, which is great. So shifting to my true love, Miami Hurricanes. I love the Hurricanes. I went to the old Orange Bowl. I was devastated when they tore it down, and now they're in the Dolphin Stadium. And it's not the same, but I still love watching them. And We play a very familiar foe first game. Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And if you know anything about Miami history, you know about that Catholics versus Convicts game. Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one when we play. Even though we don't kind of play that often, it's big when we play. And I think we'll be desperate. We'll be desperate to get some kind of victory, to get a victory at all. We are playing at home, which is great, but they're the runner-up to the national. They won the national championship game, and I think it's big for our coaching staff, Mario Cristobal. I think it's big for our players like Carson Beck. We have to beat Notre Dame. We have to beat them, because if we lose to them, I think it depends on how we lose. If we lose to them and it's close, I think it's fine. I think it's still, playoff is still achievable. But if we win, it puts college football on notice that Miami could be back, that you could be returning. And I think we need to get that win. And it's a good benchmark. It's a good benchmark to see where we are. Cristobal, I've never faulted Cristobal as a recruiter. What my problem with Cristobal has always been his in-game decision-making. We remember a couple seasons ago not kicking field goals and going for it, ended up losing games. Defensively is the biggest problem that we've seen. Last year, Syracuse, they looked like they should have been in the national championship. We just couldn't stop them from scoring. We could not. We made Syracuse look like they were undefeated Alabama. That's how we made them. And I don't want to see any more of that. I think our DBs were awful last year. They were the worst DBs I've ever seen play for the U, especially when you had guys like Sean Taylor. You've got guys like Ed Reed. You've got some historically great defensive backs, and that crap we put out last year was awful. Awful. I think I could have scored on them, and I'm big and out of shape. They were just awful. And I don't want to see any of that this year. I want to see us go there and actually play some defense. And we're going to have to, because Notre Dame, they've retooled, they've come back, and they'll be ready for a game. So I'm excited, though. I'm always excited. It's going to be at 1 o'clock in the morning here, which is going to be a trek, but I'm going to watch it because I got a friend who loves the Fighting Irish, and I obviously love the Hurricanes, so I'm going to watch just so I can talk trash to them. But I think we'll win that one as well. I think it'll be tough. It'll be close. I think it'll come down to a field goal or less. I think it'll be very, very close. I think we'll play them close, and I think we'll get a win. And with those 2 wins, if we do get those 2 wins, then the next time you see me, I'm going to be gassed. I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be over the moon because I'm going to think that we can win the championship. If we can beat, we can beat Notre Dame. And with the Dolphins, if we can beat the Colts, I think it gives us good standing to go against the Patriots. I think we'll beat them too. And then we'll see against Buffalo. But thanks for listening. It's been 305 Live. Y'all take it easy.